go have some fun.
What is up, everybody? Ace here, and I'm back in the Jsano19 server, and I am in my hub. Still my hub. Actually, now that I look at it, all of the spaces have been claimed. Looks like Gerhi has claimed this spot, and everybody else has claimed the others, except for... oh no, this one's been taken, hasn't it? Yeah, La Hydra. So yeah, we're in the hub. And we're going to do, really, we're just going to talk, but there are a couple things I wanted to show, because there's been some changes. I have not recorded much on the server lately, but I have been doing some stuff on here. As you can see, the railway has changed. Instead of going down underneath, it now goes straight across. Down here, it's just, you can walk to Glass Island if you want to. I've changed the bridges to be made out of glass, and yeah, the railway through here has been taken out, as well as most of the glass protection. There's this bit, and then you follow the obsidian over to the rest of it. But up above us is the new railway that we're going to take a ride on. It still needs some touching up. I need to raise the walls up. Basically, I'm using some netherrack fencing for the sides, basically. So, and I already had a gas attack, so it's kind of a little bit of a test. As you see, we're going up and over what we were going through before. That's the old way over there. You can see how much is crisscrossing in the nether through here. But this is, this goes right past Glass Island and goes straight to Switzerland Isle. So there's the gas. Looks like the fences are doing their job, though. There's Glass Island, the Frozen Lava National Park. I think my headphones are on backwards. But, yeah, that's better. Yeah, cuts through these new buildings that I've been putting up. Working on those in my spare time. They're just buildings, kind of spruce up the nether a little bit. And then we end it here, next to these giant magma cubes. Yeah. So, what are we talking about in this episode? We are talking about UHC Season 14. We're doing the pregame show. In my weird talking there. Yes, Season 14 is upon us. And this season will be, it is scheduled to be Find Your Partner teams of 4, where people will start out with pre-selected pairs, and then the other pairing that they find will join them to form the team of 4. That is assuming that we get enough people to join us. Right now, the count is kind of on the low side, so we're just hoping that things change between time of this recording and the UHC itself. But before we go into Season 14, we obviously have to talk about last season and do a brief recap of UHC Season 13. So, Season 13 has come and gone. It was the first ever free-for-all UHC, and it had its own fair share of little issues and I guess controversies, as a number of people died within the first 5-10 minutes of the game. Rad died first due to some issues with her computer. it was pretty much unanimous that we let her respawn and continue playing. She ended up going on to, unfortunately, die again a few episodes later. This is another thing I've been doing, messing with the concrete blocks here. Put a little bit of a two-tone thing on the building here. I think I like it. I definitely like the red. I don't know if the clay, or terracotta as it is known now, I don't know if that would work. But I do like the two-tone look to it. So, I like it. I like it. And then over here, the storage shed, I think we can kind of work on that now. We're going to take that down, basically. So let's do that. But yeah, after Rad died, shortly after, Sjano19 died. He died to a creeper, still within the first 5-ish minutes of the game. I think people were already in the let everybody restart mode. So when Sjano19 died that early, it was a pretty easy decision made to let him respawn as well. In retrospect, however, turns out that his death was actually pretty legit in comparison to Rad's death, in the sense that Rad died due to potential computer issues, whereas, Jesus, I can never figure these out. Whereas Sjano19 died to a creeper sneaking up behind him, very much like my UHC Season 10. Yeah, I need to, I should probably, let's take this down. I should probably, build a new storage thing before I take all this down. See if there's anything empty as stuff. That's good. We're full up, so let's do this one. Put everything in here for now. So yeah, we decided that it would be fine if Sjano19 respawned as well, and so we did. And then Weather died just to complete the trifecta, and he was like, "Nah, I'm done." So that was pretty simple situation there. That one was resolved quite easily. All my playing cards, bricks, leaves. Those could actually go in the shop. Glass. Man, we don't have space for stuff. I should set up these new chests and deal with things accordingly. So yeah, we'll put these new chests up on the top here, and I'll move everything as needed. So yeah, after the 3 deaths, things pretty much smoothed out. Brad and Scott, I forget the order of who died next, but people slowly died off, and some combat started happening. There was a base at 0-0 once again, things like that. Naxer actually pretty much had the best season of everyone, I think, because he won. It's pretty much self-explanatory there. I think he got like the most kills and Iron Man, and he would have gotten First Blood as well had Joda's death been a product of combat instead of falling to his death. But either way, Nixer went on to win. Other highlights included Lemons being the first person to find and use a mesa biome, which was pretty good on him. I should do a lapis shop, I think. We should take all this. No, I'll do that in a second. Let's see, what else? We had Bufadine's house. We had, unfortunately, Cookie had lag issues again, and that led to his death, where he saw Lemons. He was like, I gotta get out of here because I'm lagging too much. Went away into a cave. I believe he saw a creeper, tried to run away, but at that time he had lagged out. And the creeper was where he lagged out, or went to where he lagged out and blew up. And Cookie unfortunately died from that incident. Then came what I would say we had a series of pretty good battles. We had I might be a little biased here, but I think the battle of the game was myself and Shoston. We happened to find each other. We happened to kind of end up at the same place at the same time, where Shoston was right above me as I went up to the surface to dig for gravel. It was actually kind of fortunate that I stopped for gravel at that point, because if I had gone to the surface, I probably could have run into Shoston more directly, and I would have been less prepared. But ultimately, I unknowingly made the right move. Then, I went back down into some caves, and Shoston went down into some caves as well. We both kind of, he kind of heard me moving around and getting attacked by creepers, pretty much. And then I resurfaced, went through the village, and we had, he followed me over. We had a really good battle, in which I unfortunately lost due to making a couple of mistakes. It came down to a game of mistakes for me, and it was a really good hard-fought battle, and definitely could have gone either way, but in the end, I was the one that made some costly mistakes, and ended up costing me the win in that battle. So Shoston continued on, and then it actually kind of looked like for a little bit that Killer was going to possibly repeat. So he was starting to rack up some kills, including the Killer versus Dennis versus Creeper battle that happened, as well as the it was basically it's more of a Killer versus Dennis versus Sayola versus Creeper, except for the fact that Sayola just kind of died to one shot, getting shot off the side of the mountain. So that was something. That was a thing that happened. But yes, in the end, Nixer ended up winning. The other big highlight would definitely be Mixon having his best season thus far against all odds. He dropped to half a heart pretty early on and managed to hang in there until the very end, where he died to Nixer. So yes, congratulations to Nixer for winning the first ever free-for-all, and if Muck has anything to say about it, probably the last. Probably the first one for a while, if we continue to do these. Free-for-all is a fun little thing to do on occasion, I think, but people don't enjoy it enough for it to be a normal thing, an ongoing thing. So, I don't like boats. So, what does the leaderboard look like after all of that? We got Naxer on the top of the charts, as one would expect from a win and as dominant of a performance as he had. He has 115 points. He is the first person since we've done the new series of points on the leaderboard to crack 100 points. He gained 3 positions in doing so. Cielo is in second still with 97. Muckluck, who who wanted to end his UHC quickly, but could not manage to do that, ended up in third, still in third, behind by 1 point, 96 points. After that, Street Cred Cookie fell 3 spots to 4th, after unfortunately dying in the way that he did. And then 5th place is Aces, who gained a spot, and then Killer gained a spot in 6th place. That's 85 and 83 points. Cookie has 88 points. Mary, who did not play that season, fell 2 more spots to 7th. He has 66 points, so there's a big gap there. Sjano19 climbed 4 positions to 8th place, and he's only 1 point behind Mary with 65, and I'm 1 point behind Sjano19 with 64. I am in 9th place. Joda dropped a couple spots to 10th with 56 points, and that is your top 10. After that, it's Boofdine, Chris, Dennis, who gained 6 positions, ZB Twin, Dried Beef, who didn't play, Lemons, Mixon, who climbed the most points, 9 positions with his UHC performance. Oh, wow, I took everything but the chest. And then our only debutantes were Fire Eyes to return for UHC, and then Rad and Scott. Fire Eyes was 21st. Rad and Scott were 29th and 30th, respectively. And that is your UHC leaderboard. So, now that Season 14, or Season 13 is in the books, what is Season 14 about? We just mentioned it's supposed to be teams of 4, find your partner. Depending on how many people show up, we may adjust that. Preferably, we'd probably be looking for about 5 more people as it is at the time of recording. Hopefully we have that many people at this point. The rules are as follows. You start out with pre-chosen pairs, so we choose who our partners before the UHC begins, and then after the UHC begins, the first other person that we find, or the first other pair that we find that has not been teamed with someone else already, joins up to form the team of 4. Okay, that's all settled. Other things include, we have a mulligan period. The first 5 minutes of the game, if you die in the first 5 minutes, you have 1 free respawn. Buy your stuff. You can choose to not take the respawn if you don't want it. Oops, I completely clicked the wrong button. So yeah, you can elect to not respawn if you don't want to. If you die a second time, the general rule would be that you don't get a respawn after that. However, in special circumstances, I think there could be an exception. It would have to be done in a case-by-case basis. So in a situation like Rad's computer situation, or maybe Cookie's internet situation, excuse me, it would probably you'd probably get a second chance. Also, if you die outside the 5-minute time spot, then you would be considered out. So if you die between 6 and 10 minutes, you will not get a respawn again, unless there are exceptions to that, case-by-case basis, as usual. Also, this season we will have all potions will be legal, with the exception of the regen potions, which when I made my poll question, I set it up as all potions, and it seemed like at the time, I think, people thought that that meant all potions except for regen, even though all it said was all potions. In my defense, I forgot about how overpowered regen potions can be, potentially. So we have decided that regen will not be allowed. So that will be the only potion that is illegal, and we might be changing the drops that guests drop upon death, so you won't even have to worry about that. Still want this down here. What else is there? There is... it's all the new rules. It'll be similar to UHC Season 10, where we did the teams of 2 find your partners, so people could see this as a Season 10 redemption, especially me. And similar rules apply there, where you have to team with the first people you see, unless they are already part of a team, or were already part of a team. For example, if somebody joined a team of 4, and then that team of 4 died, they are still technically part of that team of 4. They're just the only representative of that team at that time, so you cannot pick them up afterwards. Let's see, what else? Probably what we're going to do here for this UHC is everybody's going to start with their own team colors, and when you find your partners, you can only change your color to be either your pair's color or the other pair's color. So if I'm on red team and we come across green team, we can only change to either red or green. I think would be a suitable thing there. That way we don't mess with the color stuff too much. So yeah, well, those are the main aspects about the UHC. Questions that might pop up. Let's see. Strategy. What kinds of strategies? What does UHC like this entail? We can see all kinds of stuff happen. Oh yeah, there's that over there. Well, let's block that up. See where this ends. Okay, right there. Wow, that was good. So yeah, what kinds of strategies could happen? We could probably expect people to some people will probably decide to go underground right away, while others might stay on the surface and focus on finding teammates first before gathering all the resources that they need. We saw that a little bit in Season 10, where some people went straight for looking for partners, while other people focused on getting themselves set up before finding someone to partner up with. So it'd be interesting to see what kinds of strategies teams will employ, and especially with the difference of this being teams of 2 starting out and then becoming teams of 4. Strategies will be bounced off of the 2 pairs, and it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do with that. So definitely gonna move these still. Alright, let's put these away, that, and that. Question number 2. Will this be a smaller UHC? Like I said, at the time of recording, only a few people have signed up. This could just be because it's too early, or it could be a sign of disinterest in this game mode. We will find out when the UHC happens. It's still a little bit ways off at the time of recording, but if it does end up being a smaller UHC, then the format will have to change accordingly, which means the people who did not show up to the UHC because of the fact that it was a game mode that they did not want to do won't be around for the game mode that they probably wanted to do. So a little bit of irony there for them. So it's either show up and do the thing you don't want to do, or don't show up and not do the thing that you probably wanted to do. So what do you do? Let's see. Other small questions is, who will debut, who will return to action. I believe the Pregame has been confirmed as being in this season, so he will be back, maybe better than ever. So it'd be interesting to see how that goes. And this is an interesting question, maybe something that can be discussed in the comments or something. Is the end near? Is Minecraft and UHC coming to a close? And I ask this mainly because of the small numbers for this season. Yeah, the small attendance, I guess, to start things off. Maybe people will still end up showing up, but right now, it's pretty quiet. So, will we see a Season 15, or is it all over for the UHCs of the future? I think we can get at least one more going. I think ending on a multiple of 5 or 10 would be preferable for UHC, or for any type of series. Ending on 14 kind of feels unfinished, in my opinion. So, let's see, where are we at on time? 28 minutes, that's not bad. It's pretty good for a pregame type of video. We'll finish chopping this down. So I guess the final question would be, what am I expecting to do? Well, I am going to reveal, well, this pregame show comes out like the hour before UHC starts. So, my partner that I'm starting with is none other than my plural name counterpart, Aces380. Aces, because it's plural. Hey. Yeah, we're teaming up, because our names together tend to make things pretty confusing. So we're probably going to be Team Ace and Aces' Aces. Ace and Aces' Aces. So it'll be like that, or something like that. And then, of course, we'll add on people in the, as the UHC goes along. Not really sure what our strategy is going to be. We're really just doing the dream team thing and then playing it by ear, I think. Be interesting to see who we end up teaming up with. Obviously, my goals for any UHC is to not die to mobs or the environment. I've only done that once, and that was Season 10, so definitely going for a redemption thing this season. I would like to get a kill this season. My combat has been steadily improving over the past few seasons, going from getting one hit on someone to getting in some pretty good combat last season, and hopefully that will become scoring a kill finally. And that is gone. Let's just fix this. Those are jungle. That's jungle. So we can just do this. Boop, boop. So yeah, I'll fill this in and fix this probably off camera. But we have taken down the storage shed. I will make something new in its place. Should lay it up though. Because not many places for mobs to spawn, and this could be a good spawning point. But yes, that'll do for the UHC pregame episode. So, excited for UHC. Still not sure if I will be able to make it, but I'm pretty sure I will. I haven't missed one in a long time, so I don't expect to miss one anytime soon. But I do hope you guys have enjoyed watching, and I shall see you all next time.